Coach Mo here with your Daily Mo number 19. If you're watching me live, thanks so much for joining me every single morning or many mornings. I know that you have. I'm drinking from my Nothing Scares Me, I'm a Nurse mug today. Shout out to all the nurses and other healthcare workers who make lives great for patients. My dear blessed uncle had a procedure yesterday at a hospital, sort of an emergency type of thing, and I know he got great care and had a great outcome. So shout out to all of the healthcare workers on this beautiful God's green earth. So today I want to talk about why your dreams may be escaping you. And I had a profound and intimate coaching session with one of our clients who has recently entered the workshop. And her current short path of her journey right now, as we've gotten to know her, really illuminated something for me that I wanted to talk about. Because it's something we see in women all the time. And it's something that can come back and fester again. If you've done work with me, if you're one of my clients, first of all, thank you very much, and I love you. Your ongoing journey is still about feeling awesome, having an awesome life, and grabbing those dreams. Here's the problem. When your body and your nervous system are caught up in a stress and or trauma pattern, you can't even function to the level of a dream. So what is the first thing? Back to Nothing Scares Me, I'm a Nurse. The first thing we have to do is stop the bleeding, so to speak. Your stress response is a natural, normal part of being a human being, but it is overblown in today's day and in today's society. You no longer need to run from the raging bull on the prairie. You no longer need to fight to survive, literally hand-to-hand combat. But our body is made for that. And so any stressor, any danger that we see coming our way, our nervous system, unless it's trained better, is going to react in the fight, flight, freeze, primitive way. The danger brain is the most primitive. Actually, there's even a more primitive survival mode, but we don't need to get into there. The danger brain is eager to be energized because you are built to survive. I know. Sometimes it feels like you're not. But you really are built to survive. Your entire mechanism of the being of the human physical plant is meant to survive. So any danger out there, your perceptive system takes in and responds. Unfortunately, that response system is so outdated. And what happens is that you begin to have a nervous system reaction for fight, flight, freeze mode. And you do one of those three things. And most of us, when we are provoked into the stress mechanism, we begin a series of self-convincing protective mechanisms, first in the body, secondly in the mind. We convince ourselves of practical things that are causing us to rationalize not going for our dreams. And these are natural, normal coping mechanisms that kick in when we're in a stress response. Now, here's a big problem. If you're in a stress response for days on end, weeks on end, months on end, years on end, which so many of the women we work with are in a stress response for years, you think it's normal. You do. And it is so deeply wired in your nervous system that it takes some time to calm it down and get you out of that trap. And if it's been decades, it's wired in like a trauma pattern. Job trauma is something that I began coining a few years ago when I saw women who had such stress patterns that it was literally embedded like a trauma pattern. And there's a very distinct neurological problem with a trauma pattern. Your brain is actually wired in ways that prohibit its best functioning. You can't function well when you are ensconced in a nervous system pattern based on a long-term stress response. You cannot problem solve. You cannot be good in meetings. No matter how hard you try, it's the tracks aren't there. The neurons connecting and synapting to being creative and imaginative, a problem solver, a great communicator, they just don't happen. So your dreams elude you because you literally cannot function in the realm of them. It's like you are locked out. And what's worse is you're actually locked in. You're locked in a pattern of stress and survival and struggle and protection, and the defense coping mechanisms on top of that are thick and deep. So unwrangling our clients from those as we begin to work on their souls and their careers is a lot of deep work. And if you've been working with us, you know that over 12 weeks, we go into it, we go at it, we help you really unwind those disempowering mechanisms. And after 12 weeks, sometimes the work is just getting started. And you're just beginning to emerge as a soulful, beautiful, lovely, shining human on the planet. So you've got to continue on a path of evolution and transformation. You have to. There's more dreams. There's more loveliness. There's more joy. There's more happiness. There's more prosperity. There's more connections and love and significance out there for you. There is more. There is. There is. I know, because I've been doing this for over 30 years. So I unwound my nervous system in a big time, in a big, deep, profound way 11 years ago when I went through a double mastectomy. Actually, interestingly enough, I had ceiling fans put in. Whoop. New ceiling fan, new place. The electrician was in my office, and he saw a plaque of mine that I have when I ran the New York Marathon with my partner. Matter of fact, maybe I'll zoom over there. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. A painting of my dog Maggie sits beside that. So he said, "Oh, are you from New York?" I said, "No, but I ran the New York Marathon as a comeback after my breast cancer, 2 years after I had a double mastectomy." And he was so sweet. He was so concerned for me. "Are you okay now? Is everything all right?" And it was so sweet. Here he is putting ceiling fans in my house, and we're having this rather close, intimate conversation. I told him about the marathon. I told him about the marathon that I ran 10 days before my double mastectomy with my youngest sister. And I told him of the story of wanting to come back fully as me, having run another marathon. So 2 years after my double mastectomy, almost to the day, I ran the New York City Marathon step for step with my partner. And it was my comeback. And I needed that physical expression because that was part of my identity. In my 20s, 30s, and 40s, I was a big runner. I've become since like a walker. But that was part of my identity, and I had to claim it back. And going through the deep transformation of my breast cancer caused me to dig into the deep nervous system patterns that I had been carrying for a long time. And honestly, no one I had worked with, none of the coaches, none of the transformational workshops I went to really got me to the level of going really deeply into my nervous system. It's sort of like I had to do it myself. And so the guidance that we offer our ladies in our Kick-Ass workshop, to me, is just supreme life guidance. And we help unlock the nervous system's chains and prisons that have been put in place to self-protect you. And when we're able to unlock that, your soul can emerge, and now you can be a better accountant, a better engineer, a better mom, a better friend, a better spouse. Now you can unlock the humanity and the connections and the experiences that you have, and the talent and the joy and the abundance can come alive now, because your entire life is a match for the thought feeling patterns that you're putting out there. And if you're stuck in a trauma pattern, if you're stuck in a stress pattern, that's your attractor pattern. And it sucks. It's a horrible place to live. It's a horrible place to be. And sometimes our ladies just entering into our workshop, just leaning into a group coaching call and just knowing that they're not alone is enough of a remedy in the short term to relax a little bit. But if you're working with me, you know. If you're not working with me, I'm going to tell you. And I'm also going to suggest if you've got any stress, trauma patterns around your career or job, we're the best in the biz for helping you work through that and emerge and come out alive and thriving and better than ever. And therefore, you're going to have a life better than ever. And therefore, you're going to have a career or job better than ever. Just what happens, because when we do that work, when we pull you through your magnificence, you have a magnificent life and job and career path, and you start to dream again and think of the possibilities and imagine what you can do with all of your experience. So the number one way to get out of this prison of your nervous system is through a daily meditation practice. It is. Because it is the physiological key to taking your nervous system out of fight and flight freeze mode into a more relaxed state. And when I say relaxed, I don't mean, I mean alert, relaxed. I mean optimal functioning. But the way that we talk about the nervous system in science is that you're either in the sympathetic nervous system, which is the stress response, or you're in the parasympathetic, which is the relaxation response. But here's the thing. Relaxation response is actually optimal functioning, not just relaxed. So if you consider where you're at your best, you've got serotonin, dopamine, oxytocin circulating in your body, and you feel great. When you're at your worst, you have cortisol and adrenaline dominating the show. And that starts locking in certain patterns in your nervous system and in your brain. It literally shuts down your sleep mechanism. So I can pretty much predict that you have bad sleep if you're in a chronic stress pattern, because I know how the body works. I'm not just guessing. Your body is shutting down your sleep mechanism when you're under stress. Why is that? Because primitively, you don't want to be falling asleep in the prairie when you're on watch for the dangerous animals. So your body is built to keep you awake when you're stressed out, so that you don't fall asleep and get eaten alive by a tiger. So if you're chronically stressed out, you're going to have a sleeping disorder. It's predictable. It's 100% guaranteed, because that's how the body works. So you're going to take sleeping pills. You're going to be like all over melatonin. You're going to be drinking too much. You're going to be watching TV late at night. You're going to be doing anything you can to fall asleep, because your body craves rest and sleep. You have to be restored. And it's where the subconsciousness, where that energy body basically kind of like does its work. When we are fast asleep, the physical body shuts down, although not completely, because you can stay in a stress response while you're sleeping. I know you felt that before, right? So your dreams literally elude you when you're on the watch, because you're on stress overload. Your dreams, literal dreams, will elude you. And your functional life career dreams will absolutely be out of touch. So this woman I was talking about earlier, who's brand new into our workshop, she's in such a stress pattern right now. And being a week into the workshop, it's sort of calmed down a little bit. She knows she has help, but she's still in that pattern. You know, it takes a while to kind of get out of that. She couldn't lean into the work so much because she was so stressed out. And her dream job came through in a executive recruiter email, and she's like, I can't even think about that, Mo. And I said, no. We're going to get you taken care of. We're going to move quickly to take care of this stress response, because I want you to go grab that dream job. I want you to at least go for it. I want you to know that it's possible for you. So today, take your nervous system down a bit. Get into more of your optimal functioning place by giving yourself some breath work and some meditation. Be a good soul caretaker of your nervous system today. And know that when you do that over time, you will begin to function at an optimal level, and your dreams will be able to be attracted towards you, and you will be able to function in a way that is consistent with living your dream life. If you don't do that, your dreams will elude you again and again and again. And then you'll say, why does this law of attraction thing not work for me? It does work for you. It's working 24/7. So whatever is in your life is an outpicturing of your thought, feeling, energy. That's your attractor pattern. It doesn't lie. It doesn't get it wrong. And it's always working. So you have to be the caretaker of your nervous system and your physical body, and the caretaker of your vibrational, soulful energy. But you can't vibrate at a soulful, high vibrational level while your nervous system is in charge of you. So you have to take control of the nervous system. You have to bring it into optimal functioning. You have to get rid of the embedded prison of the physical body telling you that you're tired, that you're stressed out, etc. And like, you may be, but you have to start calming the nervous system down to get out of that prison. It is the essential thing to unlock. And the beginning steps of that are breath work and meditation. There's probably thousands of studies out there that show a daily meditation practice of 20 minutes. Within 90 days, your brain is rewired. The middle of the brain that actually connects the right and left hemispheres gets thicker by 25%, and thicker is better in this case because it means that there's more neural pathways between your two brains. I got so many neural pathways connecting my right and left brain. I'm like all whole in my functioning and creative and problem solving. And if you've been coached by me, I come up with some brilliant stuff. But honestly, it's just channeling through me. I'm an open receptacle to my divine, and I'm blessed that I've been working on this stuff for 30 years, and I had a deep dive into it 11 years ago when I was faced with my deepest, darkest time through breast cancer. I don't want you to have to go through something like that to get on track with who you are and how awesome you are. It's not necessary, but unfortunately for a lot of us human beings, we need that level of punch in the face in order to get our attention. Stay on track with your meditation practice. Go into 20 minutes if you're doing 10. Go into 30 minutes if you're doing 20. Go into 40 if you're doing 30. Do it every day. Don't do it every day like, I gotta do my meditation. Do it every day like, oh man, I take care of my body and I'm a great steward of my nervous system and my soul. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and like dive into me and take care of me and be in that blissful state. One of my mentor guru guys I follow, his name is Neville Goddard, and in one of his books he said, wake in the morning and rush to the lover of yourself. You know, when you first fell in love with that special person, hopefully you have that experience at least once in your life, you were so eager to connect. You're so eager to reach out and share something with that person. That's who you are to yourself. So wake up in the morning and rush to her. Rush to see her, find her, connect with her. Fall in love with you. And when you do, your life will unfold in beautiful, magnificent ways because you'll be at optimal functioning and you will once again see how awesome you are. You are awesome. And you deserve to have your dreams. And you deserve to have a dream life. And it is possible, and it is fruitful, and it is awesome, and it is God's plan for you. But here's the thing, God isn't just going to throw it your way. That's not how it works. You have to calm your nervous system down and open your heart and your soul to your beauty and fall in love with yourself and create an attractor pattern that's going to bring abundance and love your way. Because that's what happens, and that's how it's built. And that's the way your God is intending it for you. You've got to come through your own emerging. You've got to release your own self from your prison. No one does it for you. No one. And if you don't do it yourself, unfortunately, the prison gets thicker and the pain gets deeper. Indeed, Debbie, fall in love with you. And every single day, rush to yourself, rush to your meditation as a beautiful lover would. go to her the first thing in the morning and grab her soul and connect with her and release that nervous system and learn to feel a new way about yourself and about life. This is your Daily Mo. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Talk to you later. Your dreams are yours when you unlock the prison of your stress and self-limiting stories and coping mechanisms. Go in and fall in love, and your dreams are there. See you tomorrow.